All right, welcome back to On the Screws Golf for the introductory notes session for the upcoming Christmas tournament that most of you are probably already participating in, since we are at the evening of day one, Monday, qualifying round. So let's get into it. Let's go. All right, here we go. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. All right. On the eve of the Christmas tournament, Monday, qualifier, rookie division notes. Before we get into any of that, let me give you a heartfelt Merry Christmas welcome. And I wish all of you, as well as your family members and all your friends, a warmest of Christmases this year. May all of your time together be joyous. May everything that you hope for in this year, past and into the future, may bring you fond memories, and may you look forward to a bright future. So that's what I wanted to start with, and I just wish all of you the merriest of Christmas to you and yours. All right, so let's get right into it. Christmas tournament on the Screws Golf. Rookie notes, let's go. Hole 1, par 4. Extra mile 6, 7. Of course, we're going to have some of these aggressive layouts so that we can give you the best option available in your brackets to get on top and stay there. So with that, number 1 is extra mile 6, 7, Hornet 5, or I should say the Endbringer 3. It all depends on how far down the fairway you get. I suggest a Kingmaker here. Gives you more opportunity in having to do less overpower. So plus 10% on your first shot, minus 10% on your second shot. And again, let's be clear. You can go ahead with a Quasar, a Katana, a Titan, a Kingmaker, any of those on this shot, the way we're asking you to play it, because it's going to be a bounce shot and you're going to have no issues whatsoever. You're just going to have to adjust more rings for the wind when you get up here for your second shot. So shot number 1 should be a full top spin, 3 right spin at plus 10%. You're not going to do any overpower. The yellow ring is going to cut that left rough at about 11 o'clock on the watch face, and then it should end up at about 336 yards. Your second shot, if you're at 336-ish, you should have an Endbringer 2, Endbringer 3, Firefly 2, 3, 4, whatever you're going to use. 2 backspin, no side spin, minus 10%. And again, the clubs you see on here are the clubs that were in my bag at the time making these notes, okay? So hole 1, landing zones and adjustments. We do have some nice pictures here this time to share with everybody so that you can see your shot number 1 spin, which was the full top 3 right. Shot 1 landing zone. You want that at about 10, 11 o'clock on the watch face. You're going to have that yellow ring cutting that rough. And then, of course, if you move that down a little bit, you're going to see shot number 2 spin, which is 2 backspin. And then you can see the landing zone and the spin, putting your ball guide right into the center of the hole, minus 10%, 2 backspin, and then hit it perfect after you adjust for that small wind. Okay, that's hole number 1. All right, hole number 2, our first test with a par 5. Extra mile 6 or 7, sniper 6 or 7, Kingmaker. Plus 10% on the first shot, plus 30% with mid adjustment on your second shot. And this is a little tricky here. Full top spin, minus 1 bars. And then you're going to do 3 right spin. You're going to be at 351 yards. Do not overpower on the tee shot. Now, You're looking for right around 351. Here's the reason why. If you go full topspin and forget to take the one topspin off, I think it's going to be at about 3.5 topspin. I think extra mile 6 and 7 gives you 4.5 topspin. Taking one off, you should end up about 3.5 topspin, 3 right spin. If you don't do that, not only do you risk getting into the rough at the end of the fairway with overpower and full topspin, but you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to be in between clubs. You're going to be at min sniper and max Goliath. And when you try to adjust for the wind up that hill, you're going to fall back into the Goliath range. So you cannot let yourself do that. You need to be at 351 yards. I can't stress that enough. For shot number 2, sniper 6 or 7, you're going to go full backspin or 4 backspin. That's what it is. Full backspin equals 4 backspin. And then no side spin at mid adjustment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the landing zones in the pictures here. So for shot 1, the spin, 3.5 top spin, 3 right spin. You can see that your landing zone on shot 1, you have about 8 o'clock on the watch face is where your yellow ring is going to be touching the fairway on the left and the rough. And then you're going to see on your second shot, 4 backspin, and then your landing zone and spin is going to have that ball guide going directly into the cup at mid adjustment. Okay, that's hole number 2. And that should give you a real good opportunity at an albatross. Okay. Christmas Eve tournament hole number 3, par 3, our first attempt at the par 3, sniper 6 or 7. We can have Viper 8 and a Hammerhead 2. Pretty good adjustments there. The only problem is ball guide, lack of ball guide. So I've got to work out Viper 8 and Hammerhead 2 adjustments for now. So please, over the next couple days, we'll work on those and try to get those to you. But for now, sniper 6 and 7 is what we're going with. Kingmaker, we're going to do a rough bump here. At plus 20% elevation, you're going to have the ball guide aiming at the right edge of the cup, and you're going to have mid adjustment. So shot number 1, 1 top spin, 4 right spin, mid adjustment, rough bump, ball guide aiming at the right edge of the cup. Let's take a look here. 1 top, 4 right is the spin. The landing zone, obviously, you can see that the yellow edge of the yellow ring is just cutting into the fairway on the right-hand side at about 2 o'clock. And you can see in the distance there, the ball guide aiming to the right edge of the cup on hole number 3. Okay, hole number 4. Par 4, extra mile 6 or 7 with your Hornet 5. Going to use a Kingmaker again. Trying to be a little bit more aggressive here than you'll see maybe some opponents in your brackets, but that's what gives you an advantage, okay? Shot number 1, elevation is 10% at max adjustment. Shot number 2 is going to be going downhill at 30% max adjustment. And what you're going to be doing is a full top spin on shot number 1 with 3 right spin. Half the red ring, wow, rind. Sorry guys, that's a little typo. There you go. Ring cuts the top rough. This is going to be a bounce shot from the left fairway into that left extension fairway, and you want to end at 329. What's going to happen on that first tee shot with full top 3 right and the half the red ring cuts? It's going to bounce. It's going to bounce off into that rough over the bunkers, and it's going to skid out, go up the hill, and then over the hump. It should land anywhere between 326 and 329 yards. That's perfect position. Shot number 2 is 1.5 backspin, 1 right spin, and you're going to aim to the left side of the cup. One more thing. Shot number 1, if you hit it in the rough and you got the right top spin on and the right spin, you're going to be fine. Don't get disappointed, discouraged, thinking that, oh man, I should be further down there. 329 is the number you're looking for on this shot, okay, for the eagle. All right, so here's the shot number 1 spin, full top 3 right, and then your landing zone, you can see there about half the red ring into that rough line, and you can see up top, the ball guide does land into the fairway. But when you take this adjustment and you take the shot with no overpower, it's going to land over the bunker into that rough, and it's going to skip out, go up that hill, and then right over the ridge to about 326 to 329, right where you need to be. So if you hit the rough, don't get discouraged or concerned. You'll be in good shape. On shot number 2, heading down the hill, you're going to go 1.5 back, 1 left. And this is with the Hornet 5. And this doesn't show you this to you. That one's aiming directly in the hole, about 1.5 squares short. What you want to do, 1.5 squares short, but to the left edge of the cup. Inside the cup, but to the left edge of that cup, all right? So if you don't aim at the left edge, you're going to miss it just to the right side. So there's a little glitch bounce there that pushes everything to the right. So if you follow the adjustment and you aim it to the left-hand side of the cup, you should give yourself a really great opportunity, an eagle there, making that eagle. All right. Our next par 3, hole number 5. Again, we're going to go ahead and use the Goliath 5, 6, or 7 with the Kingmaker. And we're going to do plus 20% at mid adjustment. And this is a rough bump again. 4 topspin, no side spin. And you're going to aim inside the left edge of the cup. Not the outside, but the inside left edge of the cup. Not at the pin, but to the left of the pin, but inside the left edge. All right? Do your best. Your ball guide's not going to get all the way up there, but it's far enough up there for you to give a good aiming point. So you can see shot number 1, 4 topspin, no side spin at plus 20% mid adjustment. And you can see the landing zone right on that thin piece of rough. And you can see that the ball guide is 4 topspin, and it's aiming right at the left edge of the cup, but inside the cup. Okay, on hole number 5. All right, hole number 6, our second par 5. We're going to go ahead again with the extra mile 6 or 7. You see a theme here, right? Extra mile 6 or 7, sniper 6 or 7, Viper 8. Again, the adjustment is going to be very similar with the sniper and the Viper 8. But if you have the Viper 6 or 7, sniper 6 or 7, that's what you want to use. Kingmaker ball, shot 1, 10%, shot 2, 0%. Your first shot will be with a driver, obviously, extra mile. Second shot is going to be your sniper. So extra mile 6 or 7, full toss spin, 3 left spin, max adjustment, okay? And what's going to happen here is, let me just show you the landing zone and adjustments here on number 1, the first one. So full top, 3 left. That right there is pushed at max, okay? And that is with the adjustment for the wind. So what I mean is, if you take a look at your shot 1 landing zone to the right, the picture on the right, the top right quadrant, it should be over really to the left a little bit, all right? And what I mean by that is, when you originally push it all the way out there, you're going to want your ball guide to be going right down the, I guess 2/3 to the right of the fairway, right? And then what you do at a 2.6 or 3.1 wind, then you're going to adjust over to the right depending on the wind, what the value is, and what your ring adjustment is, okay? That happened to be my ring adjustment on that shot plus wind, okay? So I added all the wind plus where I wanted it to be, and that was my final position for that first shot over power. Okay, and that was full overpower. Shot number 2, sniper 6, 7. We had 2 backspin, 4 left spin. We went 1-to-1 adjustment plus 0.5 ball guide going directly in the hole, and we were able to hit a little bit of a great ball left, but it did go in the hole for the albatross. So 2 back, 4 left, and then obviously you can see the adjustment there. It's going to be red ring touching that bunker. Touching that left rough at about 9 o'clock. But I'm not really worried about where those rings are. What I'm worried about is where the ball guide is going at 2 backspin and 4 left spin. All right, you want that to get in the hole. And then again, 1-to-1 plus 0.5, 0.5, and that'll give you the opportunity to get that in the hole for an albatross. Okay? All right. Hole number 7, our third and final par 3 of the front 9. Sniper 6 or 7. We're going to go ahead and do a bounce shot. Kingmaker. It's going to be a plus 20% mid adjustment. You're going to go 4 backspin with no side spin. Now, with a Sniper 6, your second bounce will land on the second collar, which will be on the green. Let's see if we can see that. All right, so we have the Sniper 7. You can see that second bounce is almost on the green, so it's pretty far onto the second collar, but just short of the green, and the ball guide's going directly into the hole. So 4 backspin, no side spin. Sniper 7 is going to land right there, right almost on the collar edge and the green where the 2 intersect. That's Sniper 7. Sniper 6 is going to be further back on the collar and almost hitting the first collar or the fairway, so to speak. Okay, so you're going to move that back, I don't know, a square, and then those are going to then be the same exact adjustments. Plus 20% mid adjustment just for your win. Hit perfect. Should be a really great chance at a hole in one for you. Okay. All right. Hole number 8, par 4. Extra mile 6 or 7, and we are going to bomb it. So, okay, we're going to bomb this baby down there, hopefully, and get you down to right next to the hole where you can do a end bringer 2 or 3 right from the collar and knock it in for an easy eagle. All right, so if you want to do that, that would be a berserker. If you don't want to do that, Kingmaker, Titan ball, what will happen is you can do a bounce shot and just get to the edge of the fairway before that rough line separating the 2 fairways where the bridge is. Or what you could do is a Titan or a Kingmaker with full overpower and full topspin and try to hit it as hard as you can and get through there and be at the top of the hill and have a plus 30% adjustment down the hill. So there are many options. You can play short of the rough that intersects the 2 fairways. You can play aggressively and get it right through that rough and at the top of the hill where you're on the fairway. Or you could take a berserker, which I am going to do. This is what this video suggests, I guess. And you're going to do full top and 1 right spin, and you're going to adjust for the wind and then just bomb it down there. Try to hit it as perfect as you can. And if you do hit it perfect and you do get it down there and don't get in the rough or the bunkers or anything like that, you'll have 0 elevation and you'll be right next to the green for an easy chip in eagle. Okay, so let's take a look at the landing zones here. First off, the shot for number 1 and the spin, full top, 2 right. And then shot number 1 landing. And again, that's at full overpower right there. So I play it with the yellow ring, aiming right on the left edge at about 3 o'clock. And then if you are lucky enough to get it all the way down there, you can see we're right next to the collar and the edge of the green. A very simple, no adjustment really at all. No backspin, no topspin, aim it in the hole, and hit perfect, should go right in. And that would be a very easy eagle for you on hole number 8. All right, finally, rounded out with our last par 5, hole number 9, and here we go. Extra mile 6 or 7, Goliath 5, 6 or 7, and the berserker again. Aggression, I think, really pays dividends in this tournament here. So on shot number 1, it's plus 5. And what you want to do is go full overpower. So full top spin, 1 or 2 left spin. And let's take a look at what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get to the second fairway. So you're going to fly it out there past those bunkers. It's going to hit the second bounce. If you're at about 4.1 to 5.7 and you're far enough left, you're still going to bounce into the second fairway and roll down into the middle of the fairway. Now, if you're at about 3 miles an hour and you move it over to the right with a berserker and you hit over power and hit it perfect, you're still going to bounce over into that second fairway. But the problem is, because you moved it to the right too far, it's going to go through the fairway into the rough. And then you're going to have a Razor or a Nirvana, depending on how mature those clubs are. You may have a difficult time getting down to the green. So just be cautious of that. So if you have 4.1 to 5.7 miles an hour, you want to cheat to the left a little bit. Even though the rough goes out further on the left, the further left you go, the further the rough is farther away from you and the farther you have to hit the ball. But with that 4.1 to 5.7, you should easily make it into the second fairway, no problem. If you only have about 3 miles an hour, what's going to happen is, if you still play it over to the left and you still hit it over there towards that area, my opinion, 3 miles an hour is still going to push you far enough down there. It'll bounce into the rough, but still roll out and give you a probably a long iron or a short minimum distance sniper or Viper or something like that into the green. But every time I've hit it down there, I've had the mid adjustment plus 20% Goliath going into there. So your second shot with a Goliath, 3 backspin, 1 left spin, and max adjustment. The left spin, of course, is to keep it and straighten it out towards the hole because there's a glitch down near the landing zone on this final hole. So shot number 1, spin, full top, 1 left. You can see that's at max adjustment. You can see the ball guide right there, just super close after the second bounce right there. And again, 3.1, if you're way out there, it'll probably hit into that rough and then it'll trickle out. But at 4.1 and 5.7 after your adjustments for the wind, you should have no problem. It'll bounce over on the second bounce with all of that power. Shot number 2. 3 backspin, 1 left spin, and this is where I caution all of you. You have a power 5 ball coming in downhill at plus 20%. Play it back a little bit further than what you normally would with a Kingmaker or a Titan or a Katana or something like that. Because if you don't, it's going to fly into the stick and you're going to miss it. It's going to bang off. Or if you miss it, it's going to fly all the way through and maybe get back into that collar area. So give yourself the best opportunity, and I would add probably 3/4 to 1 full square short, okay, of the stick after you make your original adjustment where you're comfortable with it. Then move it back 3/4 to 1 square to compensate for that power 5 coming in there pretty hot and heavy downhill. All right, so that I hope will give each and every one of you an opportunity in the upcoming Christmas tournament to really hone in some really great shots, climb the ladder right in your bracket, give yourself an opportunity at one of those top 3 banners. Gold, bronze, or silver would look fantastic under your tree and in your account this year. So I wish you again, one last time, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. God bless all of you, and see you soon.